Hey Bio Builders, it's Makuta Alvarez. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. I figured it was about time for me to give you guys a little update, let you guys know, first and foremost, I'm still here, and I still intend to do things on this channel. I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am to be doing something Bionicle again. I mean, it's, like I said, it's been a long time. So the main content of this video, I'm going to be unboxing this Tahu and Takua set, brick built version. I've been hearing a lot of good things about this set. Lots of Easter egg nuggets and that sort of thing, but this is my first time experiencing it firsthand, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this. So let's get to unboxing. Alright, getting into this Tahu and Takua set. First off, initial observations on the box. I'm loving the light gray coloring, just the aesthetic of the old Bionicle sets and their original canisters. Obviously the back view. Let's go ahead and get this thing open here. This booklet feels a little different. It doesn't feel as like glossy and plasticky as some of the previous manuals that I've run into. Oh no, that is nice. Oh man, this seems like the same kind of background and poster thing that they did for those, I think it was the Turaga back then. With I guess they had like Turaga Vikama and then Tahu on the right side, because this one's got Takua. Let's see. Oh man, let's see what it says here. 2001, LEGO Group introduced a new theme that would become a global sensation, LEGO Bionicle. This story of mighty heroes with elemental powers took the world by storm and inspired comics, novels, and 4 films. That's right, I forgot that they made 4 of those things. Now 2 of the most popular characters, Tahu and Takua, return in the form of this exclusive set in System Bricks. This special set is not only a tribute to the Bionicle heroes, it's a thank you to the legions of fans who have kept the spirit of Bionicle alive for more than 20 years. It's the passion and creativity of the fans of all ages that ensure the legends of the Toa will always live on. Greg Farshti's awesome graphic images of some of the iconic pictures of the Toa pieces from the canister, the Makuta stone and Matanui stone. Now we get to the actual brick building here. This round piece. I guess this is supposed to be the Matanui stone, the Lego egg. I love it. I didn't think about this until now, but I guess this makes it a little more posable too. I mean, with the original McTorn stuff, you can only like swivel the feet back and forth, but now you can actually make him do a little waddle right here. So I guess this is supposed to be the Matoran head. I guess when you look at it from the side view, it has the a similar, I guess, outline to the original Bionicle head. And that's Takua right there, guys. His head is fully posable. He can swivel around and move all the way around in the way that you would expect a head to move. The feet posability. Same thing I was saying earlier about the arms. The arms leaves a little bit to be desired, but I mean, it can angle up and down like this, which is more than the original could do. Actually, come to think of it, there never was an original Takua Matoran model. So this is just a step up in all regards. Okay, so that's that. I'll put him off to the side right there.
I'd be curious to hear from you guys just in the comments, like what's the most recent Lego set or Bionicle set that you've purchased? For me, other than this set, this is now officially the most recent Bionicle set I've gotten. I think the one before that would have had to be the Mazika set. Look at that. Oh, that is just pristine, man. Let's see what's next. Of course, the lava board itself. Another thing I could talk about, just while I'm getting things opened up here, is the Metro Nui Chronicles series. I know a lot of you guys might be wondering if I'm going to be doing episode 3 anytime soon. It is still a big passion of mine, and I do intend to get it out to you guys. I am intentionally not giving an end date for that, because the time that I'm able to find to work on that project is just very few and far between. But rest assured, it is still a very big passion of mine, one that I intend to complete. There's the surfboard right there. It's got the little pegs for the feet to go in, I presume. So that's the little display finish and off to the side. And now for Tahu. Let's go. I'm really digging this torso design for Tahu. I mean, and once again, just the added maneuverability right here. I mean, you couldn't do this extra swivel with the torso. I see they're doing the classic 2-finger hand for Tahu, just like in the original. I'm digging that. There's Tahu's head. Stick it right on here. Now for the mask. So that's Tahu. He doesn't have his weapon yet, but he's getting there. Now he's got his classic flame sword right here. Fully posable and everything. Oh, we gotta put him on the board here. One. Oh man, that is too cool. Man, isn't that like the coolest thing, guys? The entire set here is complete. Tahu, Takua, and the story in the sand. Let's go ahead and review them real quick. Alright, so first thing to review, the story in the sand, as I'm calling it here. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to review right here. It's a very simple build, but it gets across a very nostalgic message to us, one that we all recognize as Bionicle fans, with the Mata-Nui stone and how it gets knocked over and put to sleep, and the Makuta stone coming over and seizing control of the entire universe, or at least trying to. Making the Motunui an egg piece it's pretty funny to me, but at the same time, I mean, it's the perfect shape for it. I mean, I wouldn't have picked any better piece to use for that. So that's the story in the sand. Let's see the next part. All right, next part of the review here, Takua. So after looking at the collection and finding this original one to put side by side, I realized that, wait, actually they did make a Takua version here. But what I was thinking about was the Mictoran version. That's the part that I was thinking of. They never made an official Mictoran version of Takua, which is what this is supposed to represent. So I guess in the version that they did end up making for him, he was portrayed with blue feet for whatever reason. But anyways, I did find some yellow feet to kind of put on him just for the sake of comparing these two side by side. I know it's not quite the same as having full Mictoran version of Takua here, but maybe this will be close enough right here. Yeah, just to look at the coloring there. So obviously, kind of looking at them side by side, I mean, they got the color bits on point. And then with the disc, I know that in the Mictoran versions, you could slip the disc in and then you could like pull it back and then kind of fling it. So they're definitely doing a great job of getting that in place for this guy right here. Obviously, there's not much of a throwing function here, but, you know, considering that it's a brick built version, still gets the same vibe and message across. And the coloring of the teal, it's not quite the same as what I've got here, but honestly, it looks more teal than this one does. So in that respect, it's kind of a plus for this one. Now it's kind of cheating using this Matoran figure because this one's got a lot of posability. His body swivels from side to side, his arms move all over the place, his legs got full posability. But I know that in the Mictoran ones, the feet didn't have that level of posability. They could only like swivel from side to side, kind of like this. Which this one does a phenomenal job of giving it a little bit more. You can actually make him walk this time. And with the arms, instead of just only moving them, you know, back and forth and whatnot, these ones, admittedly, you can't bend them back or anything without taking it off. But it does move up and down right here, so you can like make him look like he's running or like he's waving, or, you know, some things that you couldn't do with the original Mictoran version. So those are some neat little things right there. And then obviously the backpack over here, that's something that neither one of the Takua models were really featured with, but honestly it probably wouldn't be too hard to come up with something similar to this and attach it to Takua's back right here. But it's nice that they took the time to make it for this one here. So, and then obviously I just put a disc right here. This Takua came with the Coley stick right here, so I'm gonna give this to him right here. And yeah, that's the side-by-side comparison of the two Takuas there. Let's move on to the next portion. And now the final comparison, the big event right here. Tahu brick-built version and the original Bionicle built Tahu right here. One of the very first sets ever made. Next to the Mictoran, of course. Aside from the size difference, I mean, looking at just the overall design, I mean, if you were to look at these guys at a glance, I mean, it is very easy to see a lot of similarities, not just in the color choices that they made for all the different things, but also in just the selection of parts that they used to represent different elements of the design. I mean, like I was mentioning during the building process, the two-fingered hand right here is portrayed beautifully, and it wasn't until I looked at these guys side by side that I realized these little shoulder bits, they're trying to represent these bits right here to just kind of stick up. It doesn't look too awkward on this one, but on the brick built version, it almost seems to add more of a pauldron aesthetic to it, which is really cool. I think it's really interesting that the little chest ball right here, that they ended up just using the exact same part for both. So now, getting a chance to look at pros and cons of each one. So as far as posability, I mean, it's limited. We've all known this for a while, but that doesn't make us love the character any less. But it is just a natural fact of all the original Toa that were made at this time. No knee joints, just a joint that can kind of move around from the hips, more or less, and then the joint by the foot. No elbow movement, just the joint by the shoulder, and the sword side, it doesn't have any other joint. That's the one joint right there, just from the shoulder, so you can wave it back and forth, move it up and down. The hand here does have a little bit of a joint, but, to what purpose, right? You can make him, do this little thing where he's saying, come here, come at me, bro, and maybe you can hook it in a little bit so it can kind of look like he's grabbing a hold of something, but other than that, there's not a whole lot that you can do with that particular pose ability. He does have the classic gear function though, of being able to swipe this up and down. That's what made a lot of us fall in love with the whole series to begin with. There's no head movement that you can do with this, and the mask, obviously it can come off, you can reveal the head, right? So it's got that going for it. Really cool collectible masks, very nice shaping and unique expressions for each one. Looking over here at the brick built version, definitely some pros off the bat, just with regards to posability. He has knees that he can bend and move all the different places. His legs have full range of motion instead of being stopped by these hip pieces right here. You can only go so far forward with this one, but on the brick built one, you can move it up as high as you want. You can make him do the front splits with this. And then a similar deal with the arms, way more posability on the arms. You can actually get his arms to move up and down like this. Whereas in the original one, obviously you can't do that so well. You can try and get as close to that as you can by kind of cheating a little bit from the sides right here, but other than that, not really much posability there. I didn't realize this until now, but there is no hand joint. He does have an elbow joint though, but I guess that's one thing that the original one has over this one, is that it has a hand joint, and this one doesn't really have a hand joint. So there you go. The original one gets a point for that. And then on the right hand here, we got the two joints, one in the shoulder, and he's got an elbow joint that can move up and down like this. No gear function, which honestly would have been kind of difficult to do that for the brick built version, but it makes up for that with all the full range of motion, the posability that he's got. His head can move, he can say no, he can say yes, he can do the old owl 360 spin right here, he can tilt his head questioningly, he can do all the different expressions with this. And then of course, the joint in the very middle right here, you can twist them every which way you want. And that's something that you definitely couldn't do with the original one. There's no twisting that happens there. So that's the side-by-side comparison there. I guess we haven't really talked about the weapon a whole lot. So this one right here, specially designed flame sword, specifically for this set, and they almost did the same thing with this one. It looks like they opted to do, dare I say, a lightsaber-esque sort of quality to it, where they had the handle and then the flame kind of bursting out from the handle. That was an interesting choice right there. I think it looks good. I don't think it really adds or takes away too much from the character of Tahu. It's a different but good design choice that they decided to make there. And then of course, we haven't even gotten to the surfboard part. I mean, come on, dude. It's on the original canister, right? You gotta have the surfboard as a part of it. And that, of course, is something that it's gotta make this original one kind of envious. Man, I only get the fantasy of thinking about that lava board. But you, on the other hand, actually have one. I guess that's what some of the perks you get of being the next newest thing, or being in a newer age of Lego. So anyways, that's a side-by-side comparison of the two Tahus. The original, we still love you, Tahu. We still love the original. And this new brick-built version, we love this one as well. Well, that about does it for this review video, this unboxing. This has been a real blast getting a chance to do this video with you guys. I hope to do some more similar videos, maybe not unboxing necessarily, but just like reviewing some of the sets that I already have. Anyways, we'll see what the future has in store for that. that's about all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you in the next video. This is Makuta Alvarez signing out. You guys say bye. Bye-bye.